Hi everyone. Well, 10 years ago today, my daddy died. I know I did some videos about him. Boy, I hope this lighting's okay. The best I can do. I'm laying in the room right now, in Polly's room, to try to get a little coolness. The air doesn't work that good, but it's better than nothing. So, this is to you, dear daddy in heaven, or wherever you are. I don't usually like books or movies that start from the end and end with the present. But now I understand why it's done. It's easier to remember things. Okay, that's a smiley face, but I'm reading, so how can I make sure you're looking at that? I guess let's hope. Because my cord is short in here. My phone. Anyhow. Where do I start here? Okay, we're going to start backwards. Not exactly everything. I don't want this to be a 3-hour video. I'll never be able to load it. But I'll try to do the highlights. My dad let my very rich aunt and uncle, who were millionaires already, talk him into giving my inheritance to them. They had all the money in the world. They ran around becoming executors to everybody in my nationality who was old. They scammed them all, and guess what? They're in their 90s and still living. They would talk bad about my mom who raised me because she was poor, and her 2 friends too. Behind their backs, of course, because that's what bullies do. So, Daddy dear, instead of giving me the $250,000 that, wow, could have made a difference in the lives of my children and myself, I definitely could have got my mouth fixed, because I'm very good with money. It has been 10 years, but let me tell you, I would have invested that, and I would have had a lot more than that. My house would have been paid off and rented. I'd be living in another house that would be paid off. You know me, I'm good with money. How did I learn it? Oh, maybe from you. You were good with money. Where do I go next? It really does hurt that you would have the ability from the grave to be able to fix my mouth so I could eat again. Oh, how much you like to eat. You loved your Arby's with your bunch of onions on it, didn't you, Dad? Me, I just drink my food. I only dream about eating. Oh, how bad I want a honey ham Swiss cheese on an onion roll with mayo. They put that into a blender chopper. It tastes disgusting. But I must say, Daddy, you did take me out for my first lobster, so thank you for that. Because if I would have never tasted that, I couldn't now. You did have some good points. Where do I go next? Yes, that aunt and uncle who had a fake facade in front of other people. Yes, they did. Going around saying, oh, I want to help Sandy. I want to help her. Well, you know what? They're so good at their scam. Nobody would believe me, but I do have a letter that would prove what they really are. But you know what? Life's too short. I'm not about revenge. But there is a special place in hell for people like that, or so I've been told. Where next shall I go, Daddy? What else? Can't see what I wrote. Let's see, and I can't reach the pause button. Where am I now? Oh yes, my daddy dear. You had to have surgery because you fell. Wonder if someone pushed you. Pretty sure that's what the case was, but not going to waste my life on trying to prove that. You're going to have surgery, but all of a sudden, overnight. You just deteriorated and you were in hospice. I got a call right after. I literally just had a car accident. I was just driving and I stopped somewhere to go to the bathroom. I got a call in the bathroom. I answered and I was told you were in hospice. So off I went. I called my older children. I tried to get a hold of the, I did. I called the, well, at the time he was my husband, my second husband, to watch the kids that my father had died. So I got there as quick as I could. My kids were there. I couldn't make sense of it. My phony uncle was there. Oh, thank you, doctor, thank you. What, did he pay? Did he pay the doctor off to do something to you, Daddy dear? I wouldn't put nothing past those people. You know, your brother-in-law? You know, the one who charged you every time he visited you? Oh, yeah, I got proof of that, too. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound bitter, but these people are cruel. Yes, I got proof of that, too. Every time they came and marked down, you showed me everything. Yes, you told me to take pictures and video, and I sure did. But I didn't get the revenge on them. I probably should have. I would have had the $250,000, but you know, life's too short and my children are more valuable to me. Yes, I would have needed the money, but I probably would have had to spend it all in lawyer's fees because you know what? People that have money, they pretty much get to hold on to it. But that was my money. Again, a special place in hell for them. So that night I stayed with you. The next day your granddaughter, my daughter, had to go into the hospital for 10 days to see if she was having seizures. So I had to be home by midnight. I got there at noon. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. You were gasping for air, but I stood by your side. My older kids left. I called my younger kids, put them on speaker. They said goodbye to their big grandpa and how much they loved you. And there I stood. I stood with you by your bedside all alone. Where was your sister? You know, the rich one who took my inheritance. Her and her husband were out spending my inheritance. The nurse even asked, where's his sister? Shouldn't she be here with you? I said no. They stole my inheritance. They're out having a good time. And they're already millionaires. That's okay. I don't hold grudges. But you know, they spin the story a different way. But like I say, I have all the proof in the world. But you know what? That's between, well, you're gone. But you, me, and the man upstairs. Don't worry, I don't think they watch this channel, but if you do, or their family, I'm not going to go after them again. There's a special place in hell. It's not my place to dish out karma, but remember, karma is best served cold. So anyhow, where shall I go to next? Because my hands are all taken here. Oh, let's see. Hold on, I'm going to try to pause it. Oh no, I don't want to lose it. Hold on. Dad, you didn't go to my second wedding. You know the little thing it was in a chapel, not even my own religion. You didn't even acknowledge it or even send a card. Oh, that's right, you were married to that obsessive second wife of yours. That's okay, but maybe you knew something I didn't. The con man that I married that had fooled all of us. All the 30 people that were at the wedding. But you didn't come, not a card, not a call, but that's okay, Daddy. You are still my daddy. Maybe you knew something. I don't know how you could, you didn't even meet him. Maybe like a mother has intuition, a dad does. But you did acknowledge my first husband. You actually loved him. You treated him like your son. Perhaps that because you both worked at Kodak, you had a lot in common. And you're pretty close in age, yes? I was a fool, a young fool. Out of high school, I met an older man. It broke the heart of my mom who raised me. You know, my bio mom, your first wife, her sister. She took me when you threw me away. I am thankful for that. But you got along. You were good to us. We went out a lot, not a lot. You took us to Niagara Falls. You always wanted everything to be good. You always tried to impress my second husband, but I think it was sincere. It wasn't impressing. You really liked him, and you know what? Deep down in hindsight, you know, I was so young. he would have been the better choice, but he's dead now. You gotta laugh, right? So I think, how much further? I don't know, I want this to load. Let's see. So, you had your good points. You did say to me, but why did you make me a grandpa so young? I'm too young. I know you thought you were Elvis. He did resemble Elvis. He was a good-looking man, my dad. He used to have a lot of fun. I really don't want to know about his fun, but I do know he liked his liquor. He liked his beer. I went to how many bars to pick you up because Grandma, you know, your mother, the mean Grandma. Oh, please, can you get him? Please get him. Someone's going to steal all his money. I went into the bar and you had $1,000 bills all over the bar. And I picked them up for you and gave them back to you. Where was your sister? Where was she? Where was your brother-in-law? Why didn't she call them? She was probably afraid of them too. It's okay, Dad. You are my dad. I would do anything for you. Where shall we go from there? Well, you did fill up my car and washed and waxed it before my senior ball. You were real excited because I was going with, we didn't know at that time, the man I was going to marry, my first husband. You were so proud. I think you even left some spending money in the car. You were proud of your daughter who graduated from a Catholic high school that you didn't pay a penny for. The mom who raised me had to scrimp and save and go without to put me through school, and I had to work cleaning the toilets and floors so I could get a Catholic education. It's okay. It made me into a stronger woman. So for that, I thank you, Dad. But you wouldn't let me go on that Paris trip. How much I wanted to go. You told me the plane would crash, I would die, all kinds of awful things would happen. My friends got to go. My mom couldn't afford it. But that's okay. Who needs to go to Paris? I went to Quebec instead. And I was able to use my French. But I ordered poison instead of fish. Oh, how they laughed at me. And if you only knew, how did I learn how to kiss? From a Frenchman, a French exchange student, who we had at our house, who my mom took in. She doesn't know it either. She's in heaven. I'm sorry, Mom, but you know, things happen. So I think I'd call myself a pretty good kisser. So thanks, Dad, for not letting me go to Paris. For maybe I wouldn't know how to kiss if I did. Oh, you just gotta laugh. And in my younger years, you know, when a girl needed her daddy, what was important to you besides your alcohol was your cigarettes and your women. You were sure to bring everyone round over to my mom, well, you referred to her as my aunt's house, to prance them around in front of me. You always gave me money in front of them. Oh, yes, you did, Daddy, to impress them. I just wanted your time. I didn't want the money. I wanted my daddy to love me. Though, when you took me out, the times you had for me, you know, second to your girlfriends, you took me to every bowling alley. They all had bars. You dragged me to all of them. You would bowl 60 games in one day. And you'd give me $10 for each cigarette you smoked because you're trying to quit. And you made sure you bragged so everybody knew. But that's okay, Daddy, because I took that money. I know you wouldn't approve. I didn't lie. You told me to save it. I did in a way. I gave it to the mom who raised me because they were poor. She always said our furnace broke down. It didn't. I wasn't dumb. Even at age 5, being a latchkey kid, I knew it was getting turned off, so I gave her every $10 bill you gave me from the cigarettes, not in spite, because I was grateful. There goes my voice. I was grateful that I could help the mom who took me in, excuse me, when you didn't want me. But you know what? In spite of your bad examples, how did I know to do that? How did I know to give it to her? I could have blew it. You gave it to me all through even my early teen years. You know, teenagers like to spend money. I know for sure my daughter or granddaughter likes to, but I didn't. I did not. I gave it to her because I did everything for her. I started babysitting at age 9, and I gave her all that money too. And I was there, Daddy. I was there for you when you were dying, while your sister and her husband were spending money. I'm sure maybe they gave some to their kids. They don't need it. Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. You are still my daddy. I don't care who called me foolish that I was at your side. Why was I at your side? The nurse asked me. Why? Didn't I feel resentment? Wasn't I angry at his sister and brother-in-law? No. Again, it's not my place to hand out karma. Not my place at all. Do I forgive them? Heck no. Will I ever forget it? No. But you know what? They had nothing to do with my lives. Every year on my birthday, they went to a friend of mine's house and had dinner before my birthday party. Gave her 3 gifts. Whoops, there goes a smiley face. 3 gifts for Christmas, and I got 1 gift for Christmas and my birthday because my birthday was the day after Christmas. That's when my bad luck began. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? In spite of all your bad examples, I think I grew up to be quite the good woman. Able to handle all that was handed to me. An awful heavy cross. Many heavy crosses I had to bear. So, Dad, I thank you. I thank you for neglecting me. I thank you for not giving me the love that I so much wanted. Because for that, I had to grow up early. I had to learn. I had to teach myself. For the woman who raised me had to work. Left me home alone. My birthday was a late birthday, so when all my kids were going to school, I couldn't. One day I walked up to kindergarten with them. My mom got a call that I was in kindergarten. What was I doing? Oh my gosh. What was I doing? Many more stories I can tell. But how I want to end it with is something I found to read to you. Hold on, everyone. Here it is, my final words to you on this tent. Well, not my final words. I had final words. I read you books. I read you poems I wrote. But this is for you on the 10th anniversary of your death. It says, to my daddy. Actually, I gave this to you. Now I remember. When I went out to Arizona with my first husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, I gave you a little card like this. But you didn't do what it said. But that's okay. It said, to my daddy, carry this token in your wallet to always remember you hold a special piece of my heart forever. No matter how far I go in life, I will always be your little girl, and you will always be my daddy and my hero. Daddy, you might have been messed up or screwed up or I don't know what, but you know what, like this says, no matter what, you were always my daddy and my hero, no matter what anyone said. I love you forever. I've always loved you. In spite of, I don't even know if you ever loved me, but you know what? It doesn't matter because I am accountable for me. And no matter the bad things you did, if you knew they were right or wrong, maybe you didn't even know how to be a daddy. Know that you had a daughter that loved you in spite of all your faults. I hope you're in heaven with your first wife, my mom's sister who raised me. It'll be 10 weeks from today. I'll be doing a dedication to her because she died 10 weeks later. How ironic, the woman you hated so much. Why'd you hate her, Daddy? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But anyhow, this is my dedication to my dad, who died 10 years ago today. I know the story isn't pretty, but you know, I'm very, as they say on YouTube, transparent and real. I tell the truth, and this is the way it was. It wasn't a very good, I don't even know what to say, but he was my daddy. And you know what? Little girls love their daddies. May you rest in peace. Goodbye for now until we meet again. I love you, Daddy.